You're watching Queen City Collaborative Rebel Radio. I'm your host and CEO, Gwendolyn Bork. Let's not waste any time and get right down to it.
Everybody, my name is Gwendolyn Bork. I'm the CEO and Impact Strategist for Queen City Collaborative. Queen City Collaborative is really where I merged my expertise as a financial advisor and my passion for business in our community to help showcase people in our community who are making a huge difference, not only during this community crisis, this health crisis, and helping other people throughout it, but just to showcase their innovation and leadership, being able to pivot, adapt, or ultimately come to the needs of those who are in need of services. So today, my very, very special guest, it's actually a good friend of mine and someone I know very well. Her name is Susan O'Shei. She's the customer service and office manager for Indoor Air Professionals and the Kanberra Group. Susan, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Gwendolyn. Thank you for having me today.
So, Susie, I have experience in air quality. I was certified, actually, with some of the highest certifications in this particular industry I had, and it was through Indoor Air Professionals. So they are the best in, I would say, in the world, personally, because of the staff and their credentials. They work on the ships for the U.S. Navy. They do medical type of facilities. So, I mean, just air quality in itself is huge and important. We've changed people's lives, when I was there. And in addition to that, just the product line that was developed on top of, the need for natural ways to purify air, natural ways to break down viruses, mold, and bacteria, the Kanberra Group, that was another add-on to just a phenomenal company that really took leadership in air quality and helping our community out in, right here in Western New York. So I know that you've got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. So Susan, please tell us a little bit about Indoor Air Professionals. What do you guys do? How do you do it? What qualifies you? Who are your clients? And, what happened throughout this health crisis, especially when, the eyes were on indoor air quality and air health because of this virus?
Well, we've been in business now for almost 30 years, and we're in Lancaster, New York. We do indoor air ventilation systems cleaning for residential, commercial, marine, a lot of hospitals. We do also, like you said, we do mold and odor removal. We have a crew of probably a total of 35 people in our office. 15 of them are crew guys. And we've been very busy through this whole coronavirus pandemic. We were one of those companies that people actually needed. And I went to work every day. And we were very busy selling air purification units. And also, actually, people were letting us into their homes to clean their ductwork. And people just realized how important it is to have clean, healthy indoor air. We thought about it, like, what if this went down when, in the winter months, like December, January, February? It probably would have been even busier for us because you're locked up indoors that whole time. But it's been a busy few months for us.
And people don't realize, they're like, oh, all air duct cleaners are the same. And it's so not true. I mean, there are requirements on commercial jobs, specifically schools and, hospitals, to have a certain credential, the ASCS credential. So that means that you are a specialist in handling air systems. And in order to do a mold remediation job, you have to have that particular credential. And that works with insurance and, everyone who is a part of that whole restoration project. So no, not all air duct cleaners are the same. Not, all air purifiers are the same. Even the air purifiers that Indoor Air sells they were very well thought out. They're medical grade, which means they apply a lot of different types of technology into the air purification system. And, what happened even with that particular market for you guys? Because that's a big one right now. Even that, okay, so somebody couldn't get into the house, or maybe they weren't even comfortable at that point cleaning out their air systems because they had a frontline worker who maybe even had been exposed and they were trying to protect their family. Well, one way in was air purifiers. So what happened with that market throughout this crisis?
Okay, well, first of all, we are, like you said, we're certified by NADCA, which is the National Air Duct Cleaners Association, and you were probably one of the very few women who were certified for that when you worked with me. And that's important to look for in a duct cleaner. Like you said, we're not alike, and you basically get what you pay for. There's some, fly-by-nighters out there that offer $100 to clean your whole home, and they're not going to clean it as thoroughly as we do. All of our guys are heavily trained, and we have 7 NADCA certified employees on our staff. And as far as the air purifiers go, we sell only 2, and they're both made in Western New York. We have a Healthway air purifier that's manufactured in Syracuse, New York, and an Austin Air unit who's manufactured right downtown Buffalo. So we support our local businesses as well, and we have a great line of communication with them, and we can pick units up every day as we need them. But it's very important because the Healthway, especially, is a medical grade air purifying device, which will attack mold, mildew, viruses, bacteria, stuff like that. So yeah, it's been, the sales that we've had as a result have been astronomical.
Yeah, you were reporting, record sales with these units, and thank God, the business model was well thought out, to have different sectors of the market, having residential, having commercial. You have a Navy division working on aircraft carriers and cleaning out their ventilation systems. So like you're diversified in a lot of different markets, and even with air purifiers, they're medical grade, which is another big difference. People need to know that, like the fact that Healthway, that manufactured type of air purifier is located in New York State, and so is Austin Air. It's right downtown. These are 2 phenomenal air purifiers that are right at our fingertips. Are made locally, basically. So we're taking care of our own people. They're medical grade. They have carbon in them, and that's and HEPA filtration. So these things that activate particles and create ozone. You're right. These people, we know that it helps reduce odors, but your body is only allowed to have so much ozone and be exposed to so much ozone. So as far as an air purifier for your house, you want something that's got some sort of HEPA filter and activated charcoal, some sort of carbon in there. And both of those units handle that. So, again, amazing product lines. I'm so glad that you were able to help so many frontline workers and people in our local community. And who knows, I can't even imagine where you probably even shipping, how far out these are getting shipped to, but that they were able to provide safety and health for their families and their households, maybe even their offices throughout this time. So thank you for just your hard work and pushing those orders through during this crisis and reporting to work every single day. That's a big thing.
Oh, I know. And just another thing I wanted to point out, now that things are starting to open up a little bit more, we do have a contract with the U.S. Navy, and we will be cleaning a Navy ship in San Diego for a 4-month period starting this July. So we'll also be helping to keep our sailors healthy as well.
Yeah. I mean, you guys do a lot of stuff with the schools, hospitals. Was there any particular contract that you got this spring, throughout this crisis that maybe you wouldn't have normally gotten, or put you on the map even more so for the ones that didn't know about you?
We did actually. The Buffalo Firefighters Academy, where all of the trainees go to learn their skills. We cleaned that entire office building because there were a couple of firefighters who did test positive for the virus. So they wanted the entire building clean so that they continue to train the young men and women that are going to be Buffalo firefighters. And also we, thank God the coronavirus didn't get as bad as what the city of Buffalo anticipated. We had also cleaned a section of the old Buffalo Psychiatric Center where the Hotel Henry is, in preparation for that to be a makeshift hospital for carryover for COVID patients. And that never needed to happen, thank goodness. But that was a...
So I think it's important, again, just for people to realize, you've been in business a very long time, and you set your standards high, And we've dealt, I know personally, even when I was there for 5 years, I've dealt with people with, super hypersensitive immune systems, allergies, asthma. These are are susceptible people to begin with, and then to have something like this hit our communities, our health in our homes was such a big deal. So the fact that you were called, you were the ones, really on the front line, also preparing us for the next phase if it ever had to get to that place. So thank God, like you said, it didn't have to go to the psych center. But what else do we have, Susan? So other than what Indoor Air Pro does, there's a whole other group that you ultimately manage. What is the Canberra group? Tell us about them.
Yeah, Kanberra Products are also manufactured in Lancaster, New York. We have several. First of all, Canberra is an all-natural tea tree oil-based air purifying gel, spray, wipe, and also we just came out with a Canberra all-natural hand sanitizing alternative. I brought a few of them with me, actually home, so I could show you what they're all about. Our soap, again, is made with all natural tea tree oil, which has antimicrobial, antiviral properties. So, and all of our products do. So the soap is really good. It doesn't dry out your hands. And we also have a spray. This is for instant odor removal. We also have a gel. This is a 4-ounce gel, and our rule of thumb is 1 ounce of gel for every 100 square feet of living area. And you can place this anywhere in your home, in your car, in your RV, near your gym bag, in your laundry room. You just screw off the lid and set it and let it do its work. But our most popular, our star lately, though, is our hand sanitizing alternative. This is a 2-ounce, which is great because it fits in your purse, or like I said, in your car, or a bag that you carry around, or if you have to travel to the airport and stuff like that. And it's water-based, it's not alcohol-based, so it's not going to dry out your hands as well. And it actually ends up keeping them soft and smooth, and it doesn't dry out your skin the way the alcohol-based hand sanitizers can. But yeah, it's all made here, and this is another product that's been very popular and very useful in this COVID times as well.
Yeah, what people don't realize, when it comes to, this is certified organic tea tree oil for all of my natural paths out there, and holistic type of based medicine people, it has to be certified organic, right? We know that some of these oils have been mocked and mimicked, across the whole entire world. They're synthetic, they're watered down, and they're not organic. So you have to have a certified organic oil that has got the stamp on it. There's a specific stamp that says it's certified organic, and that's what the kind of oil that you use for your products. And I know personally, I have a compromised immune system, and using the Canberra gel, even in my house, you have big enough containers that go in your air handling unit, so it goes right by the blower of your furnace, and it'll disperse the Canberra gel particles ultimately throughout the entire system, and it breaks down not only odors, hence why you mentioned there's the spray to reduce and kind of reduce those odors in the air at that time, but it breaks down odors, it breaks down viruses, fungi, bacteria. It's the only substance that really has the ability to do that, and it more or less kind of eats away at the exterior cell walls of those types of things in the air. So it's very effective, and it helped me stay healthier throughout the wintertime when I was more susceptible to stuff. So aside from that, I have not tried your hand sanitizer, which I'm very much looking forward to, but even on a personal level, the Canberra gel soap, you're right, it doesn't dry out your hands. It's got a nice texture to it, a perfect kind of lather to it. It smells really good, and you don't have to worry about putting harmful chemicals even on your body. So we know some of our clients in the past have had even hypersensitivities to chemicals. So having the Glade plugins and the Airwick plugins actually produces high levels of VOCs in the air, Whereas, and you're trying to reduce an odor, whereas the Canberra gel and the sprays, it's all organic and natural. So you're not going to react as a hypersensitive person to those chemicals in the air because it's natural, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it is, you're right. When you said about synthetic oils, the oil that we do use comes straight from Australia. We've visited the plantation where the oil is, the tea tree is picked and processed. And yeah, you have to be careful of the synthetics that are out
So you
there
have your
because
products,
they don't do what they're supposed to do. It's all.
right? So where can people get your products? Where can they go to buy all your stuff?
They can come to our location in Lancaster. We are at 800 Commerce Parkway. You can also go to canberragel.com or indoorairpro.com. But specifically, the Canberra Gel website has a where to buy link. You can click on it and type in your zip code and do a mile radius of where you live, and you'll find a local company that carries it for you.
Right, because you have suppliers all over the place, not just, right here in Western New York, but you have people across the world, selling this product line, for yachts and boats and, many different types of applications. So congratulations to all of your success with Canberra Group. And thank you so much for your dedication and hard work and keeping that organization running, top line and top shelf throughout this crisis. I know how much, hard work and passion you put into your work, Susan. So thank you for being the leader that you are. Thank you for spending time with me today. And, although I may have moved on from your company to, start my own business as a financial advisor, I still look back at my time with you, and it was a family. We're a family. We take care of each other, and all of our clients are also like an extension of ourselves. So I can say for anybody out there who's looking, who's maybe hypersensitive to this particular virus, and they are frontline workers, utilize your services, because we have the best organization right here in Western New York to take care of your needs and your family needs. So Susan, any last words, any last thing that you want to say before we close out?
Only thank you for having me today, Gwendolyn. And if it wasn't for Indoor Air Professionals, I wouldn't have met you as well. So, and together we'll get through this hard time, and businesses will pick back up again, and hopefully we'll all be able to get back to some kind of normalcy.
Well, Susan, I'm sure it will, because we have Indoor Air Pro and Canberra Group right here in our backyard. So thank you again, and I hope to see you on a future episode. Maybe as we get closer into the fall, we could talk a little more and see where you guys are at, in some of your commercial jobs, and see if there's any more unique stories to talk about. Sound good?
Absolutely. In the fall, that's when people get their ductwork clean, because they're going to be turning those furnaces on soon.
Right on. All right, Susan, thank you so much for your time. We'll see you next time.
All right, Gwendolyn, thank you.